Hey guys, it's Christine. Today is March 29th. It's about 6 o'clock. Um, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my project that I've been working on. It's a senior capstone. So I'm currently on the journey of, oh gosh, this is thunder. I'm currently on the journey of topic on physical therapy and trying to research how to get a student athlete to stay in their physical therapy for the needed amount of time. Because, I mean, most athletes go and, they get this injury and, they're required to do some physical therapy. So they go, but they lag. They may go 1 week and not the other. And sometimes they just don't come back and they don't realize how significant their injury is and what not attending their physical therapy could do to them. I mean, half of them end up re-injuring themselves or making their injury worse. So instead of an ankle sprain, you now tore some tendons in there or ligaments, whatever. So just want to get the importance out, and I kind of want to figure out what's going through their minds and how are they different from adults than, the teenagers. Um so, I mean, roughly, I'm gonna be taking, it's a lot of hours. I put in a lot already as it is. My research is gonna, like I said, allow me to figure out athletes and how I could help them understand how significant their injury is and what we could do to, change that and prevent injuries mostly. So I've been interning and I've been working at my high school as an athletic trainer, a student athletic trainer. And I'm just basically following athletes to see what they do and how they act and stuff and whether they come all the time or not. And eventually my plan is to make a documentary, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen, just depending on how much I'm able to get out of this. I mean, I'm getting a ton of service out of it, and it's amazing. I'm enjoying every single moment of this service, I guess you could call it. But I'm just curious to see what comes out of this. And so like I said, I'm interning at Riverside Sports Medical Clinic. So I wake up every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4:30 in the morning to get there by 6 o'clock in the morning, and I work till 7:30, and then I go to school. And then along with that, I work maybe once a week after school till maybe 6:30ish or 5:30, just depends. So just at Poly to help our sports and athletics. So it's been long, but I love it. I mean, waking up is terrible, but it's awesome to know that I'm enjoying what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I'm learning so much more than working with athletes, and I think that's awesome. This is something I might want to do in my future, and I'm figuring it out right now. But, I've came across a couple athletes that they'll come in and, you give them their exercises, you print everything out and say, you need to do this and you'll recover faster. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, they're back in. Oh, yeah, this is bugging me again. Well, did you do the exercises we give you? Did you stretch? No, I've just been busy, blah, blah, blah. And it's we're not asking you to completely stop all activity. Let's say you got an ankle injury. Well, we still want you doing some activity with your upper body, whether it's just light, easy weightlifting or something. I mean, we don't want you, our purpose isn't to keep you out so you could, get out of shape or whatever. It's to heal you, and we're not going to keep you back from any unnecessary time. We tell you to be in physical therapy for a certain amount of time because that's what you need for that injury to heal, and they don't realize that. So, I mean, it's terrible. I kind of described to you my first step, so it's kind of just interning, scoping out what, the minds of a physical therapist and how they work, and then, kind of figuring out athletes and who comes in often versus who doesn't. And honestly, I have not yet seen somebody that comes in regularly. I saw a girl for a little while and she tore her ACL, but I haven't seen her for a while now. She came in for maybe 1 week, and then after that, a day or two. And since then, I haven't seen her, so I don't know what that means, because it's a newly torn ACL, so she needs the physical therapy. She's not able to get around without it, so I don't know. We'll see what goes on with that, but that's basically my project, is figuring out how to help athletes and how to get them to stay in physical therapy and kind of getting them to acknowledge that these physical therapists aren't there to ruin their sport career or whatever you want to call it, that they're there to help and they're doing what's best for them. That's not in a physical therapist's best interest. They're doing it in their patient's best interest. And I don't think students realize that. I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong. It could have to deal with, their insurance. It could have to deal with schoolwork or busy this. Like, I understand, like, every student is busy, but your health and your injuries are really important, and you don't want to put those in jeopardy and give them a chance to get worse, because then you're going to be out for even longer. So, yeah, that's my journey, and wish me luck. Hopefully I could find an answer to how to get athletes to acknowledge their injury. You catch me later on my second vlog. It could be coming out soon. Bye. Alright, so I am here with Dawn, and you have a knee replacement?
Yes, it's the second time.
Second knee replacement?
Yeah, and I've also had both hips replaced.
Okay. And how did was it just wear and tear, or did you do something to cause it?
In July of 2000, somebody was trying to steal, well, I thought they were going to take my car. And so I went running out to stop them, and actually tried to stop the car. Anyway, they ended up hitting me, and I fractured the plateau of the, what's this big bone, the tibia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fractured the plateau. It was like an eggshell, and it messed up my knee, and I knew sooner or later I'd have to have a knee replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And in March 26th of 2008, I fell at work on my left knee. They didn't diagnose 2 fractures and a torn meniscus until almost 6 months later. So in the meantime, I'm still working. They tried to do like light duty, and I had a knee brace, but it took so long
For wear and tear, make
wear
it
and
worse.
tear, and then on my hips, the whole 9 yards. So they didn't do any repair. This is weird to talk sometimes.
I know. It's difficult.
So, they finally fixed the fractures almost 6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a long process because workman's comp is so slow. But this knee was replaced. It will be 3 years ago this September. And then they just did the revision November of 15. And it's just every single day you have to do exercises to keep it going. It's like now we're working on the scar tissue from old stuff because they think that might be holding back
Building up and
bending.
restricting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also had, not on this time, but the time before, they did a manipulation. Where they take you in and put you out and then just
crack the scar tissue.
Yeah.
They almost had to do that with my mom.
It didn't stay. But, you know, I come here 3 times a week, and even, you know, well, age, I don't even think age has anything to do with it, but the older you are, the more you know you need to do it, because if you don't do your homework, if you don't keep moving, bending it, because like I have steps at home, and I'll put my knee up on my foot up on the second one, and then just bend it as far forward as I can, and count to 33 times, and even if it's just, you know.
Something small that helps.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the procedure you went through, on a scale of 1 to 10, how severe was it? Was it a long procedure? Was it difficult? How was that?
Well, you don't know. You don't really want to know what they do, because I hear it's really kind of gory, the way they do it. But of course you're knocked out. But 1 to 10, I would say it's probably like an 8 or 9. And then when you wake up, they put you on a CPU machine that moves
Your leg?
Yeah, and it's just the whole process of you can't do full weight bearing, and just, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's 24/7 work, and as far as me, I don't know. This is weird because I know it's recording. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work, and you don't want your life to be in the stuck place, you know, because like my quality of life for the last 8 years or 16 years, just because of the constant pain. I don't, well, not now, right after surgery I would take pain pills, but I might take an ibuprofen or something like that now. But it's a lot of work.
Okay. And do you know the exact needed time that your injury needed for physical therapy?
Do you want to say it again?
Do you know the needed time of physical therapy you would need? No?
No.
Okay.
I just went back to ortho yesterday, and I gave them an order for, I went up 2 numbers.
That's right. That's good.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, after.
So it just depends on how well you're doing.
Yeah, after 12 weeks, you know, 3 times, 4 weeks, 3 times a day, 3 times a week, and then they do a progress report.
Go back and pull that knob up, okay?
Yeah. And are you pretty consistent with coming to physical therapy and doing your exercises?
Yeah, I have probably,
Go back a little?
yeah, probably 10, at least 10 to 12 different things that I do.
All right, 10 minutes, okay? You doing good, Don?
Yeah.
And do you have a thought or idea of why you think teens or student athletes just don't do their exercises, don't care enough to push through the absent time of practicing in their sport?
Because they probably think they have better things to do. They don't realize what they could be like in the future if they don't. You know, not that they think they're invincible or anything, but you know.
Okay. Do you have anything to say that would make them want to come more or stick to it?
You have to do it, because if you don't, you're going to have a long-term disability of something being wrong. You know, that's why I'm trying, and I've been working on this one for 8 years now. But workman's comp is really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just do it, get it done, and your future will be much better.
Is there anything that you'd say would make physical therapy more enjoyable coming to, or do you think it's good just the way it is?
Oh, it's good. I like it the way it is. It's like the people, Christina and Michael and Brian, and like Brian, well, he's not here yet. I worked with him over where you are,
Mhm.
there, before. The people, just me, Tyler, you know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you talk to some of the other patients and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just keep going. Keep going.
And then do you have anything else you'd like to add about injuries or any thoughts you have on physical therapy, about sports?
Well, just be aware of, you know, like with your sports. You know, I'm not a kid, I don't do sports, but just be cautious in what you're doing. And if you do have to have physical therapy, do it. Don't slack off at all, because you'll go backwards. You definitely go backwards.
And then do you think when you were younger, did you do any sports or any activities? If you were to get injured, do you think you would work as hard as you work now to heal the injury?
Yeah, I actually wasn't injured as, you know, younger.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was already older when I broke that.
Yeah.
But if I had, well, if I knew then what I know now, I still would have been a kid. Would I have done it? I don't know.
Okay.
You know, so.
All right. Well.
Christine Dean. I'm here with Erin Sullivan, and we are here to talk about a past injury that she had because of soccer. So why don't you tell us about your injury that happened?
Well, it was my sophomore year, and I played soccer. And first game before season or the last game before season started, I tore my ACL. And at first I didn't know it was torn, and I went to the doctors, and they told me that I was fine. So I played on it, and I busted it completely. And yeah, I got surgery 3 months later, and I had rehab for about 7 months, and I started playing soccer again my senior year.
And did you finish like your full amount of rehab?
No, I didn't.
And reasons why?
Well, for me, I went to physical therapy in the morning at the sports clinic. I would have to get there at about 6 o'clock, and it was every single day, and it eventually became really tiring, and I felt like I had no more my mom, she had told me that I was never going to play soccer again, so I lost all motivation for it, kind of. And I think that had a big deal why I just stopped going, because I just thought I wasn't going to play. Why do I need to fix it? Whatever, like, it'll fix on its own.
And do you regret not completing that full time?
Well, considering I just went back to the doctors on Friday to get an MRI on my knee again for another knee injury, yeah, kind of, because I don't know if maybe I would have strengthened it more, I would have done what I should have done, it wouldn't be hurt again, but I have to wait to find out what's wrong with that.
So, like, what started happening? Like, describe your second injury.
Well, it was out of nowhere. I was actually laying down, and my knee, it'll just like
Buckle?
lock. It'll
Yeah.
lock, and it will be stuck. Like, I can't extend it, and I can't
Bend it?
Yeah, I can't bend it, I can't extend it, and it's just stuck. And then it'll pop the first time, and it'll start hurting, and then it'll have like a second pop, and that will be like, it'll relieve. Yeah. And but when it is popped, I can barely walk on it. The sports clinic thinks it may be my meniscus, which is like kind of with my ACL, and yeah.
So you think the cause of that second injury was like because of you not finishing therapy?
Well, if it was with my ACL, maybe, like, if it was the same injury, but they're two different, like, ligaments, and so I'm not sure if it has to do with it, but I do know that my knee needed more strengthening before going back, and I just went back and started playing because I was like, yes, I could play again.
Yeah.
Like, and it definitely jumped ahead of myself, and yeah, maybe if I would have stayed in physical therapy longer, it would have helped me now.
And do you think, like, because my project is why student athletes don't finish their full time of physical therapy. So why do you think is the reason that they always stop so early? Just because they're busy, they don't want to? I know your case was mostly you didn't have the motivation.
I think that it could have to do with a lot of things. Like, for me, I think another thing is I was like, yes, I could finally run. I remember the first day I started, like, running, I was like, oh, awesome, I'm healed, I can run. When really, like, no, you're not healed at all. Like, you jump ahead of yourself, and, like, once you feel like you're making progress, I think you jump ahead way too many steps, and you think that you're better when you're not better. And, I don't really know. Wait, what was the question?
What are some reasons why you think that student athletes don't complete their full physical therapy? Like,
I think it also has to do with, like, laziness. You get tired of going all the time. Like I said, well, for me, I don't know. I definitely lost motivation, which maybe I was just tired of going. But it could be a lot of reasons. I don't really know.
Do you have, like, any advice to, like, any student athletes that get injured?
Stay in physical therapy. Like, stay for as long as you have to go, and maybe even more, like, just keep doing the things that they had you do while you were there. Even if you're just at home, like, I could be laying in bed and be doing leg lifts, and that's a strengthening thing that you have to do. Like, just stick with it, and don't think that you're better when you're not, or don't think that you're getting better. Well, obviously think that you're getting better because you don't want to, like, lose hope. Oh, I'm not getting better. But don't just think that you're getting better and jump ahead of yourself, because you may get hurt later on with the same injury and it'll suck.
Okay, that's it. So as you guys could tell throughout those past two interviews, no matter what age it is, it's important to finish your physical therapy. It's most common in student athletes, though, that they do not finish. They don't realize how important it is. They don't realize that they're going to get re-injured. They lack the motivation. They're lazy. They think, oh, I'm better, all because I only attended this amount of time, and I feel good. I could walk, I could run, and they're not better. I mean, they are, but they're not fully recovered. There's no strength around that. They need to understand that once you injure yourself, you could strengthen everything around that injury and you'll be fine, but that certain part of your body will never be the same. And, God, that's basically my point is, you need to stick to it. A lot of people regret not sticking to it, and by then it's too late. So don't put yourself in that position. Student athletes need to realize, it's important if they want to continue to be an athlete, because they're going to end up having to drop out because their injury is too serious, and that sucks. No one wants to do that. And then it's going to continue to affect you your whole entire life, and that really sucks because you don't want to be disabled. So, like I said, I can't emphasize how important it is to stick to your physical therapy and constantly do your exercises and just listen to the doctor. I mean, you could be done with physical therapy and just do little simple exercises throughout the day, and I mean, you shouldn't have a problem. And it's not difficult stuff. I mean, 1 hour of your day dedicated to that and gives you a lifetime, or your whole high school and college, whatever, to, participate in everyday activities and sports. that's pretty much my point to this whole entire project. I mean, throughout working next to Jim Clover at the sports clinic and Megan Lopez at the Poly, God, sorry, someone walked in, at Poly, I've learned so much, and it's a great opportunity to participate in. And I mean, it's amazing how many people will come in and I will never see again. And then they end up coming in 2 weeks later with, oh, it's got worse. Well, did you do anything? Did you do the exercises we gave you? No. Well, what do you want us to do? Because there's nothing we could do to help you if you're not helping yourself. So let that stick in your head that we can't help you if you aren't helping yourself. And if you don't want to do your exercises, then prepare yourself for another injury because it's coming. I'd just like to take a moment to say that I have enjoyed every single experience of this project for the service part, not putting it together because that's like a little stressful. I'm not good with technology, but you know, it was a good experience and I'm glad I was able to do it. And it's not something I would thought of, you know, doing just if I didn't have this. So it gave me an awesome opportunity and a awesome way to end my senior year, and I wish I would have started all this like earlier. So keep that in your head. Always start opportunities or start things you never think you would do without a teacher having to tell you to do it. Thank you.